Hey friends, welcome back. I am Jason, and today I'm replacing my lighter here. Now here's what I've been doing. I have been attempting to get on board with the Zippo right here. So it's a custom On 3 Zippo sent to me by my friend Garrett from Bear Forest Knives. I wrapped some Ranger bands, otherwise known as bicycle inner tube, around the Zippo right there for a flame extender if I should need it. But here's the problem with the Zippo. Kind of a weak flame. You see that? It's just kind of a wimpy flame when compared to that of the Bic lighter. Which one would you want in a storm? You know, when your life depends on it, when you need a fire, you need an open flame to get your fire going. Which one would you prefer? This one, I've already had to fill up a couple times, in a very short expanse of time. Now, while I love the nostalgic, feel of the Zippo, the classic Zippo, I enjoy that flip top. I enjoy the look of it, the simplicity of it. I mean, look, I filled it up, I think last week before last, and I haven't used it hardly at all. And I'm out, right? So, for that reason, it's really, really difficult for me to not carry the Bic lighter right here. So in this really, really quick impromptu video, I'm just gonna show you what I do to a Bic lighter before I put it in my pocket. Just gonna be left to the workbench right here, workbench lighter. That's what we're gonna do with that right there. So first thing that I do when I get a brand new Bic lighter is I get rid of this stupid child safety deal right there. Now, there's a lot of ways of going about this, but my friends, I use and abuse my tools, and some of you will cringe at this, and some of you will say things like, you should never use your primary survival implement, your knife, as a pry tool. But friends, that's what the On 3 EDC is all about right there. I use it for just about everything. I use and abuse it. I pry with it. I stab things, I cut things that you wouldn't normally want to use a knife for. That's what I do with my On 3 EDC. I've used it as a screwdriver plenty of times. So that's what we're doing. So now that we've gotten rid of that stupid child safety thing, we're just gonna put those tabs back down, clean that up a little bit, and that's gonna make it much easier to use with cold, numb, fumbly hands. So this right here, friends, is not a bicycle inner tube. This is a tube that comes out of a tubeless system for a motorcycle tire. So you can run really, really low pressure in your off-road tires and get better traction. That's what came off of my motorcycle. It's got a really thick wall. This is designed to hold a lot of pressure, a whole lot of pressure. And what this does is basically keeps the tire seated in place, even if you're running at like 0 PSI. So that's what this is. It's a little bit thicker, a little bit heavier. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut a slice out of this, and I'm gonna use it to go around my lighter. Now, all we've got to do is slip this thing over our Bic, like so. Now, I know the bright red color is nice, so if you drop it on the ground, you can see it, but there's a couple reasons why I like to have this inner tube around my Bic lighter. One is that it makes it rubbery. And that rubberiness allows it to stay in your pocket a bit better and keeps it from potentially slipping out and sliding out. Like if you lay down on the ground, I've had lighters kind of slip out of my pocket before, but because it's got this rubbery tackiness on there now, it's less likely to do that. It kind of stays in your pocket just a little bit better. Now, the other and probably primary reason why you want an inner tube like this wrapped around your Bic lighter is so that you can ignite it and use it as a flame extender. So if I cut a piece off like that, right there, I can take my Bic lighter. The smaller you make your little sliver, the faster it's going to ignite. So if I wanted this to light up really fast, I might even cut that piece down just a little bit more to like a little point. kind of like that right there. And then that will ignite pretty quick with my Bic lighter. And that saves the fuel on my Bic lighter if I was struggling with a wet fire. In today's conditions, when it's raining outside and you needed to get your fire going, this would be really, really helpful. It burns for quite a long time. It burns even after you've got it soaking wet. Sitting on this wet stump right there, it's gonna burn all the way up, and it's gonna burn for a significant amount of time, and that's just a small little sliver off of there. I don't know how many minutes. I guess we could record it. I'll just keep the camera rolling and I can let you know how long it took to burn up. And it's pretty much, oh, it's still flickering. It's just still flickering. All right, there it is. That's pretty much it. Now that was, geez, that was right at 4 minutes, guys. Right at 4 minutes, that tiny little sliver of rubber was burning. That would be extremely helpful in a wet environment like right now, like today. If you needed to get a fire going, all of the kindling, everything that you gather up here in the woods is going to be wet. It doesn't matter where you find it, it's all going to be wet. Just the moisture in the air is keeping everything saturated and wet. And it's going to be difficult to start your fire unless you have some sort of pre-made tinder, some sort of flame extender, or you could hold your lighter underneath kindling forever and eventually get it to go, but then you're going to be wasting all the fuel in your lighter. So that's why having that Ranger band, that rubber inner tube on there is extremely helpful. Now, my favorite man-made tinder is probably these little fire plugs, these little Cheetos that I get from Wazoo Gear. They're probably my favorite for as far as man-made tinder goes, unless I'm making it myself. I like Vaseline and cotton balls. Those work great. But these are awesome because they don't make a mess. You can put them in your, this one's actually been floating around in my pocket. I've got a couple in my cash belt as well. But these have just been floating around in my pocket and I can use them when needed. And oftentimes it doesn't require a whole fire plug, just a little bit of one. Half of one, a third of one is sometimes all you really need to get your fire going. That could be ignited. This little fire plug can be ignited with a ferro rod really, really easy, like the little one that is around my neck right now, the Wazoo Spark necklace. I could very easily ignite that with my Spark necklace just by fuzzing up one corner of this fire plug. So guys, I hope you found this video to be informative, to be helpful to some degree. I really do appreciate you watching all of my videos. If you haven't hit the thumbs up already, please consider doing so. Subscribe, hit the notifications bell so you don't miss any of the future content that's coming out. I'm posting just about every single day except for Sundays. I've got a class coming up March 29th and 30th here in Blairsville, Georgia. We are doing a land nav / survival course where you will have to land navigate your way through the North Georgia mountains to find your survival gear and make it through the night. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, there's going to be a link in the description down below and in the comments section. Make sure you sign up for that class in a hurry because it's going to fill up fast. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I cannot wait to see you on the next one. And until next time, what's the worst that could happen? Let's just go on 3.